March Madness tipped off on Thursday with a number of great games. There were some upsets, but for the most part, the higher-ranked teams, they pretty much took care of business. Tonight in prime time, you've got 7 games to watch starting at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Wichita State takes on the Dayton Flyers. At 7:20 p.m., Troy faces Final Four favorite Duke. 9:40 p.m., another top pick to make a deep tournament run, Kentucky. They take on Northern Kentucky. It all wraps up with UCLA facing Kent State at 9:57 p.m. And joining me now from Raleigh, North Carolina, CBS Sports college basketball analyst Chip Patterson. Okay, Chip, so we talked about tonight's matchups. Which of these games are you most looking forward to watching?
Well, you see there are a lot of the top teams are going to get a favorable matchup. So it'll be nice to see your Kentuckys, even Kansas, the #1 seed in the Midwest, Duke, and yes, even North Carolina this afternoon. But we imagine that those teams are going to go on to win. I'm looking at that Wichita State-Dayton game, and here's why. Wichita State coach Greg Marshall and Dayton coach Archie Miller are going to be two of the hottest names on the coaching carousel. And we've got schools like NC State and Illinois that are out there looking for new head coaches. So the coach that loses will likely become available quickly, and the team that wins will go on probably to face Kentucky. And if it's Wichita State, that's going to be interesting because by a lot of people's ratings, including Ken Pomeroy and Jeff Sagarin over at USA Today, by a lot of people's ratings, Wichita State is not a 10 seed, but a top 10 team, and the selection committee really did them no favors by putting them there right next to Kentucky. Wichita State is good enough to beat Kentucky in the second round. Potential Cinderella team right there, so keep your eye on them in the first round against Dayton.
I love a good Cinderella team, especially at this point in the game. We always like to see that happen. But talk to me about the big upsets tonight. What do you think could potentially upset the brackets here?
Well, if every single year since the first 4 was put in place, which are the 4 games in Dayton on Tuesday and Wednesday before the first round of the NCAA tournament, every single year an 11 seed has gone on to win its next game against the 6 seed. And right now we've got a real shot at that with Kansas State. Kansas State looked really, really good in Dayton beating Wake Forest. And if they can keep that momentum going up against a Cincinnati team that's been a little bit cold, they've been down for a while, they come out with a little bit of fire, they gain an edge, and they could be that next 11 seed to advance on into the second round.
And we've got a few potential favorites that haven't even played their first game yet. We're talking about Duke, Kentucky, UCLA. So which of those 3 teams do you think could possibly make a deep turning run?
I think Duke comes out of its region, and that would be going to the Final Four and beating Villanova likely on the way to do that. I think that when you look at the way that 3 players, Grayson Allen, Luke Kennard, and Jason Tatum, the way that those 3 players have been offensively throughout the last couple games, Duke's just going to be able to outscore anyone they face. These are 3 prolific scorers that could each give you 30 points on any given night. And there's just not a lot of teams in college basketball that can have that. Jason Tatum, a future NBA player, star freshman. Luke Kennard really coming into his own as a sophomore. And Grayson Allen, yes, he's had his drama this year with the tripping incidents and all of the technical fouls, but Grayson Allen, as the wily vet on this team, makes Duke a national title contender.
You're guaranteed to get your money's worth tonight. Lots of good games. Chip Patterson, thank you for joining us.
Thanks.